Hello all, in this video we'll be finding the strategy that you have to use to clear the CDS exam in just 1 month. I'll be discussing the video with just 6 subtopics or like subdivisions. First is to how to set your target score, analyzing it with previous year questions and the basic book list that you have to follow to clear this exam, and the topic wise focus that you have to give for this exam to clear with a decent cutoff, and then the 1 month study plan, which is based on the weekly plans that we provide in this video. And along with this, the exam day mindset that one has to have to finally see their name in the list. So first, checking what your target score has to be. I advise every aspirant to create a sheet like this, which is very simple. You can download an Excel app either in your phone or in your laptop and use the formulas to finally find out which score you would want to have for your GS paper. It could be with 70% accuracy, 80% accuracy, or 90% accuracy. All you have to find is the number of attempts that you are ready to give out of the 120 questions. It can range from 113 to 92 or even below that. But I advise to give a safe attempt of 90, or even some might even prefer to give it to 80, because the accuracy issues and the negative marks can also contribute to deteriorating your own score. So if your correct marks can be around 58 and your wrong marks is around 8.4, you are getting a score of 49.7. So this is how you have to calculate, and the decent score which I advise aspirants is you have to aim for 60 plus in your GS paper, or not necessarily 60 plus, but at least 45 plus. So this is the cutoff trend that we have been finding from the past years, from 2017 up till 2024. The CDS cutoffs have already ranged from 80 to something around 110, and in some years it has dropped to 90 plus. But all I advise is, whatever be the cutoff, you aim for 80 marks from your English paper and 40 marks from your GK paper, so that the maximum sum would be 120. English, which is to focus for 80 marks, is very simple, but GK, it has a lot of issues with concerning the accuracy, because English we don't attend so many questions, but in GK we are prone to attending so many questions, and also at times accuracies are a big concern where you get your negative marks becoming the deciding factor, and you will not even predict the mark that you will be getting unless and until you get your results. A decent safety margin that you can choose is 120 plus. Analyzing the previous year questions is the second subdivision of this video, where I advise each and every aspirant to literally download every CDS OTA CDS paper that they have conducted from the year of 2016 up till 2024. I gave my attempt in CDS 2 2024, so up till that you can download your question papers, and here you have your answer keys, and I have also downloaded it separately. I have compiled the question papers alone, and answer keys I haven't compiled, I have left it separate, and each and every time I attend each question paper, I go check with the answer keys and find out the topics that I am not sure with. Then we can come to our book list. I have followed all these 4 books. The last 2 books I have only referred it in my last week of my preparation, but the first 2 I have gotten it. I've used it from my initial days of preparation, and we said the month before. And for biology, I refer to few YouTube channels, especially for CDS, and spotting the errors from Aman Vash's Telegram channel, and also through Google search with several PDFs that are available for spotting the errors. You can go to SSC CGL standard spot the errors in this paper also. Rest of English, please do practice from the previous year papers, be it with comprehension, be it with synonyms and antonyms. Practice with previous year question papers. And the first 2 books which you are finding in this display, or like in this slide, is Pathfinder and also Aragon Publications, offering you with chapter-wise, section-wise solved papers. You can refer to both of these books, which are of good quality. I have also heard aspirants telling these books have few errors in them, but I'm not concerned with the errors, not because there are very less errors, but because I did not have enough time to even check with the errors, I literally followed each subdivision and section because we have very minimal resources concerning this exam. So it's okay and advisable to use these books at least for a minimal knowledge that you gain from it. Prioritize practice. It is essential that you have to focus on your previous year question papers again and again because the exam patterns keep repeating, and also the Pathfinder book for English paper. GS, you can refer to Pathfinder paper, or GK, you can refer to Pathfinder book also. That too, for chemistry, biology, and physics, you can refer Pathfinder book. English topics focus mainly on grammar, then the synonyms, then the antonyms, and then the reading comprehension. Idioms and phrases, you can do it at the last minute also because idioms and phrases, they are exhaustive, and I advise idioms and phrases can be intelligently guessed at the exam hall itself because you will find the meaning more or less similar to what they are given in the options. GK themes, you understand the concepts behind Indian history syllabus and also polity, which becomes very simpler with using notes from any telegram channels that you can get. And current affairs, I don't stress so much on current affairs because the current affairs will not be possible in the last month, but still a few YouTube channels which provide compilations of current affairs can be helpful because you will recollect the words that they use, or like recollect the key terms that they might have used in the video, and that can help in eliminating the options. And so current affairs can be covered only with YouTube, not through any materials or monthly compilations. I also encourage you people to strategically understand the concepts than to over memorize these subjects. Focus on the key areas, like skip the less relevant topics from the core subjects, and time management is very crucial in your study routines. Week 1 and 2, please give essential time that is required because this time is very essential. You have to at least dedicate 2 hours for your English and also 3 hours for GK. Cover both the static and current affair topics from the previous year questions. Analyze each and every topic that is asked in the previous years for biology, because biology that itself is very sufficient. It can be with the diseases, it can be with the hormones, it can be with the deficiencies. So these important topics can alone be studied. I'll be covering a separate video if required for each subject, but this video is just an overall understanding of how you can divide the 1 month for your preparation. Weekly focus, reattempt the previous year papers. In the third week, you can again reattempt your previous year question papers. Complete 2 full-length mock tests either from the textbook app or similar apps. Check your score. Compare with the decent scores that I've already mentioned. I have mentioned it only for the GS. Do the same thing for English also. And I advise English need not be attended beyond your accuracy limits, but GS, give it a try because the score can vary based on your attempts also. Try to attend more in GS, but limit yourself in English because English you cannot intelligently guess to that extent that you can do it in GS. English, either it is just 1 or it is 0. To be said, it can be true, it cannot be. If you do not know the meaning of one word, if you do not know the meaning of idioms and phrases, then there is no point in intelligently guessing. You can have negative marks too. English is a hard-earned thing, so do not waste with futile guesses. Intensive revision for these subjects is very essential. Starting from starting from science, you go with biology, that is with biology, chemistry and physics, then with the polity, then economy, then geography, and then history. Be calm, be focused. Time management tips that I can give is recommend attempting easier questions during the exam time. Easier questions first for English, then go with reading comprehension and ordering of sentences. Avoid overthinking to maintain clarity in English section. Take breaks in between the hours, and do not attend more in English section as I already said. And also attend more in geography, general knowledge. Because intelligent guessing is very possible in general knowledge, attempt 100 to 115 questions from English section. But for GK, it is okay that you attempt only 80 to 85 questions. Use elimination techniques as much as possible in GK strategy. Hard work plus strategic study is very essential for this exam. Have a positive mindset on the exam day. Seclude yourself in between English and GK exam, because people exaggerate so much on the needless stuff that they have seen on the paper. And I know it is going to be very irrelevant from what you have studied, but make sure GK needs enough patience and recollection, and a calm mindset is very essential for you to tackle the questions. English becomes very easy, so in between you have to get a break, re-energize yourself with fluids, and make sure you crack GK also with that same mindset you have had for English. And this exam is going to be very simple.